Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to be playing Mortal Kombat 11 on Nintendo Switch. The reason I'm going to be highlighting the Nintendo Switch version is for a couple of reasons. Now, I did actually buy this game on both PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch for some reasons within itself, but the main reason I wanted to highlight the Switch version is because I already imagine people are going to be talking to high heaven about the more superior main console versions on Xbox One and Xbox One and PS4, and I believe also PC as well. But I wanted to highlight this version of the game because I actually like it as just as much as the PS4 version. I kind of have like a bit like a weird kind of like logic or balancing thing. Like I'm primarily playing like the story mode on PS4 during the evening, but I'm mostly getting all of my game time out of the Switch version. Even though I'm basically just like weirdly flip-flopping back and forth between these versions. Like I love them both equally, but I wanted to highlight the Switch version because it's the one I'm actually playing the most. And I also feel like it's the one worth really talking about the most because I really think it's kind of just interesting how I don't know, it's just different. It's just kind of weird. It's just like another like kind of just like love highlighting and just kind of looking how like you get all these major AAA titles on what basically is a handheld platform. So I kind of wanted to see what this version was all about, but also at the same time, my reasoning was like I wanted to have like the PS4 version be like my main console experience. But if I wanted to say take this game on the go, then I have the Switch version, and wanted to take it to like a friend's house or something. Like I have this version as well, so that's why I got both, and I'm having an absolute blast. I am playing the ever living shit out of this. But yeah, like I keep saying, I want to highlight the Nintendo Switch version because I get the feeling not a whole lot of people are going to do that. People are probably already just going to write this off as like an inferior port or something. And I guess it's a matter of perspective, really. Because from what I've seen in the many hours that I played the game so far since Monday, both versions are very much the same game. The only difference is just visuals. NetherRealm and I believe another developer who worked on this this version of the game as well. I want to say it's port, but they all, they came out at the same time. Worked on this version as well. Basically prioritized performance over visuals. So though looks heavily visually downgraded, it still has that same, technical performance that you would expect out of a fighting game and especially a Mortal Kombat game. So right now I'm going to go to the character customization to kind of show off a little bit of that visual appearance with, kind of characters. Because, yeah, both versions are very much the same. The only difference is kind of the visuals. I'll actually probably put up some footage of my playthrough of the PS4 beta to kind of give you a compare-contrast visual. But as you can kind of... And keep in mind, also something to note is, this is the docked version as well. It's docked. I played it mostly on handheld mode, and from what I've seen, it's a little bit more technically downgraded in handheld mode, but in docked, it looks surprisingly better. Get a closer look at Scorpion. And I'll probably just pull up, probably put some of my beta footage or some PS4 footage to just kind of give that compare and contrast. But overall, it, very much looks like the same, it's very much the same experience, just visually it's different, but I have to say I'm very content with this version of the game. Especially given the amount of time I've actually played it because, it's portable. I get to take it anywhere I want. And also because I'm probably going to end up doing another play session with some with some friends of mine, hopefully coming over this weekend, and we're going to sit down and we're going to play through and we're going to, play the PS4 version, but I guess that's a matter of if that actually happens or not. So for right now, I'm going to just highlight the Switch version because I'm still just blown away that we have a big AAA title on Nintendo Switch, and we have a fucking mainline, Mortal Kombat game on a badass handheld, from the get-go. Not I think the last time we got a Mortal Kombat game on a handheld was Mortal Kombat 9 on PlayStation Vita, and that was basically just a port of the complete edition of the game, just on, PlayStation Vita. And the only difference with that is that it had touched some special features, and it was a heavily downgraded version. But we're actually getting a mainline Mortal Kombat game on a handheld platform, and it's the same identical experience and everything. And I think that's fucking amazing. So I'm gonna kick this off by playing my main man's Scorpion against his you know, nemesis turned as of recent turned ally Sub-Zero. And yeah, I'll just kind of dive into a little bit of the solo play. I also really just like that, you know, that a mainline Mortal Kombat game is on a very accessible platform like Nintendo Switch, because it just, you know, Nintendo platforms are very accessible for everyone to get in on, and I think there's one better way to get people in on the MK action. But alright, here we go. But yeah, as you can see, it's like, I'm still blown away by just how identical it is. It's just those visuals are just slightly different, but it's the same game.
I'll ask again after you cool down.
It is the same game, and then you're gonna get to... I gotta get those crushing blows. Ah, shit. I've had a lot of time. I thought it would be really weird kind of getting acclimated with the controls on Switch, given the fact that in place of a D-pad is kind of the 4-button place that kind of simulates the D-pad, but surprisingly, no, I am actually quite accustomed to it, and it's like surprisingly easy for me to go back and forth between this and PS4 and the PS4 version. But I guess that's because I'm just so adaptive of a player. Like, I pretty much play all the main consoles anyway, so it's not that difficult for me to... Oh, shit, he got me. But yeah, even the fatal blows, you know, still look very marvelous and, you know, gruesome and devastating, even on Switch. And I'll do mine just for fun. I even remember, like, alright, I'm gonna do a fatality. I really love this one. It doesn't get old for me.
Scorpion wins.
Nice. Yeah, I'll do a select a new fighter. Probably play one of my other characters, or maybe I'll dive into a tower after this. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. But yeah, I even remember like seeing like the announcement trailer for this game. I was picking like the announcement trailer back at the Video Game Awards. I was picking up my copy of Smash Brothers, you know, late last year, and I was watching the Game Awards, and like the next thing you know, like, hey, here's the announcement trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. And along with like the platforms that it was coming out to, like, really, Nintendo Switch, like, we're getting a Mortal Kombat game on a Nintendo console, especially like after like all this time, and, you know, this ambitious handheld. That's pretty cool. I think that's fucking amazing, and I just kind of found it hard to believe. I'm gonna play as Johnny Cage, because who doesn't like Johnny Cage? Gonna play some Luke Kane. Yeah. I just think it's, you know, fucking mind-blowing that it's like, oh my gosh, like, on a Switch, on a Nintendo platform. I honestly did not think it was going to be possible, given how, you know, just, like, even more next-gen this game was, and thought, like, are we getting, like... And for months I was very skeptical and just thinking, like, how downgraded is this version going to be? Like, as long as it's a solid port, I'm not going to care. And then, like, they released, like, a trailer for it just days before the game launched, and thought, like, all right, this is all I needed to see, even though prior to that I locked in, like, the day, or like a couple days before that, like a couple... Hang on, I'm... Sorry, like... I'm still, like, a lot of the basics are still there for me, but I'm still just getting, like... Shit. I'm still, like, still learning a lot of the character stuff, so... But yeah, like, a couple of days prior to that, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I really want to play, like, this game on a portable handheld. I'm gonna have some faith here. And sure enough, my faith was not misplaced. I was like, alright, this is all the proof that I need to see that this version of the game is going to be what I want it to be. Shit. Yeah, like, I've memorized Scorpion down to a B, but I'm still memorizing some of my other favorites here, so, yeah. So yeah, like, I just had, like, faith in them, like, you know what, this is all I need to see, as long as the game is, you know, like they said, like, runs at a solid 60 frames per second, and is still visually appealing to look at, which it totally is, I'll be totally content with that, and I'm glad. I am beyond fucking glad that they did it. They pulled it off. You motherfucker.
Final round. Fight!
Oh, he got me. Yeah. So, like, it's still just, you know, mind-blowing, and I think this is just, like, a shining example of that. Hey, you know, if developers are willing to put in the... If developers are willing to put in the fucking efforts to do it, then I think, like, especially, like, you know, like, I'd say, like, there's, like, no limit to the kinds of games that you can bring to Nintendo Switch. There's, like, no limit to what you can bring to Nintendo Switch. Especially considering that this game was built in Unreal Engine 4, which is a supported one on this on Nintendo Switch, so I have hope that there are many and more and big AAA titles that can make it here.
Fatality. Johnny Cage wins.
I have to say this one's... this fatality is pretty funny. I kind of like that in this game. Johnny's fatalities are very much obnoxiously of the fourth wall breaking caliber, which I think is pretty humorous, you know, given that he's an actor. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into some towers now, because... See, I feel like it's like, why am I even bothering with this? Like, it's like, why am I even bothering with this? Like, I'm pretty sure people want to see, like, oh, why don't you, you know, fight each other? It's like, I don't, my friends are super busy. I don't have the fucking time to, you know, challenge my friends in Mortal Kombat. I just don't. I genuinely fucking don't. It sucks. Yeah. Alright, gotta take on Aaron Black. But hopefully, yeah, again, hopefully this weekend I can sit down with some friends and we can kick each other's asses at the PS4 version of the game. Which, again, like, I'm flip-flopping back and forth. Like, my evenings and my mornings are literally spent, like, churning through, you know, through the story and getting a little bit of a couple fights in and some progress, and some level progress there. And then, like, all of my other game time just playing the game and just having a blast or done on the Switch. Like, I'm literally just laying in bed for less than an hour just playing the Switch version nonstop. Just just having an absolute ball and just thinking like, this doesn't look like the best thing ever, but it looks good and it plays really well, and I'm content, and I'm really content with that. You mother cupboard. Fuck. Get that challenge thing off the bottom of the screen. It's making me self-conscious.
Round 2. Fight.
Fuck. Yeah, even like the fatal blows like still work really good. Although part of me kind of misses the X-rays, but you know, like they're still here. Just to a different They're still here, just to a different capacity, which, you know, is fine with me. I do not complain. I'm just having fun.
Final round. Fight.
Ah, brutality. Yeah, I'm just like remembering back to like, and I'm just like I've done like all of the same stuff in the PS4 version, and remembering the beta and just like how good it looked there, and just seeing like it still looks pretty good here. It still looks pretty good, and it looks pretty good in this version, which, like, that's like, it's still blowing my mind. It's that like, oh my gosh, we have a kick-ass AAA title like Mortal Kombat 11 on a less than powerful handheld like, you know, the Nintendo Switch. You know, it's like it's stacking up pretty well with the competition, given its sales and, you know, given the quality titles that it's has and is, you know, slowly getting more of. I mean, later this year we're supposed to be getting, it's like then there's going to be it's like Doom Eternal is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch. I think some other stuff. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that The Evil Within gets ported to Switch. That is something I really fucking want. I love The Evil Within. That is one of my favorite horror games, right behind, like, you know, definitely, you know, behind Resident Evil. And I would fucking, you know, absolutely love a Switch port of the first two games, like a bundle. Either give me The Evil Within 3 or give me, like, a Switch bundle. Or just give me a bundle of the first two games on Nintendo Switch. Or give me The Evil Within 3. I'll take either. Or both. Fuck. It's like, yeah, I'll take either. But, I mean, E3 is still a ways, is still 2 months away, so we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see.
You will suffer.
Round 2. Fight.
I always do. I'm like, my timing with the spear is like just never been the best. Shit. I had a thought, and then I just lost it. What was it?
Fatality. Scorpion wins.
Well, I mean, as I'm recording this, I also just like the Persona S reveal thing happened today as well, and though it bums me out that it's not going to be a Switch version of Persona 5, it does excite me to know that it's a Persona game coming to Nintendo Switch, and some, like, you know, it's going to be like a Dynasty Warriors-esque, you know, hack and slash action game, but, you know, with the Persona brand, which I can totally get behind. Like, one, it's a new Persona game. As someone who's, like, for the past, like, you know, as someone who since late 2016 has you know, just very suddenly gotten into Persona and has become a fan of the series, even though I haven't fucking finished, as, you know, someone who hasn't fucking finished Persona 4 because my Vita broke, and then I haven't finished Persona 5 because I just haven't had the time yet. I just want to get my hands on as much of that stuff as possible. You know, getting my hands on, like, the previous 3 games on PSP, since I finally replaced my PSP, and then getting my hands on the, and then I'm looking forward to playing Persona Q2 on 3DS later in June. Got my pre-order locked in for the that collector's edition that they're doing. So yeah, it just excites me that, like, oh yeah, we're getting a. It's like, on one hand, yeah, it's not a port of Persona 5, but it is a Persona game coming to Nintendo Switch, which is good enough for me, really. I feel like I should probably be doing more talk about Mortal Kombat, but really, what else needs to be said? Like, the Switch version is really awesome. Doesn't get old. It doesn't get old even in these graphics. And even, like, talking about Persona, even, like, you know, before MK11 came out, I even bought, like, you know, the Persona, like, the Joker DLC character DLC for Smash Brothers, and been playing the shit out of that. And then Mortal Kombat came out, and, like, this is all I'm spending my time on playing. Like, I love Persona, I love Smash Brothers, but no, this is Mortal Kombat. This is way more important to me. This is my favorite fighting game franchise of all time. I'm gonna spend as much fucking time as I possibly can to play the shit out of this, and then love it. I just wish I had more people to play it. I just wish I had some people to play it with. Like, my younger brother is always busy as hell, and, like, I have friends that, like, you know, like fighting games or just like to casually play fighting games, but just, we're always so busy, we just don't have the time. I'm looking forward to going to group in the next coming weeks when we do our game nights, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and just kicking people's ass at this at Mortal Kombat. Like, hey, I know we played Smash Brothers last time, but do you want to play some Mortal Kombat and just watch me beat the crap out of all of you? Like, in a purely, you know, just kind of, ah, shit, you bitch.
Fight!
That motherfucker. Oh, she got me. can do this all day. I literally can. Probably because I haven't unlocked Scorpion's other fatality. And by unlocked, I mean unlocked the input, meaning you can still do it here. You just don't have like. I think that's what I like about the progression is like you can still pull these off, but you have to unlock you actually have to unlock the input in game so you know how to do it. But if you like say look it up online, or like when I repurchased when I purchased Mortal Kombat X Love for PS4, having like previously owned the game on even though I owned the game on Xbox One just without the DLC and played the living hell out of that, but I didn't have any progress on that version, I was able to remember most of the fatalities and brutalities and just do them from memory. So it's like if I really wanted to, I could just totally go on Google and I could just like what are all the other fatalities that I haven't unlocked it, and I could just do those. But I'm not going to, because what's the fun in that if I just spoil it for myself? So yeah.
I have been expecting you.
I'm going to skip this.
Round 1.
I feel like I have also while I'm at the time of recording, I haven't finished the story yet. So I know this is like the final fights. Yeah, I know this is the final fight. But part of me is like, whatever, fuck it. It's like, I want to play some towers, so I'm gonna do it. Alright, I am so fucking close. No! I'm going to lose. I feel like I'm going to lose. I only have a sliver of health left. Fuck! Oh! You saw it here. I totally did that with like a sliver of health. It wasn't that stylish, but I fucking pulled it off. Holy crap. Oh, what the hell, I'll let this play. This is actually a pretty brutal cutscene. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bye, bitch.
I made my future self a promise that I would not stay mired in the past. But once I controlled the hourglass, I could not keep that promise. I had to restore my family. Over and over, I crafted the sands of time. Yet in every new timeline, my family's tragedy repeated. I was powerless to change it. After eons.
Alright, here's my thought. I can't be the only one who thinks Chronica looks like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, right? I can't be the only one who thinks that. Like I think back to watching Dragon Ball as a kid, and then I think back to like more recently watching the Abridged series on YouTube, and then like looking at the promotional, like looking at the marketing for the game and watching the trailers over and over again. I kept looking at Chronica and I'm like, you know what? Her appearance reminds me a whole lot of Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. Am I the only one who's thinking this? Please, someone tell me I'm not the only one who thinks like, oh my gosh, she totally looks like Frieza. Yeah, and then you have like some compressed footage of, you know, the main console counterpart in the game for a little bit of a comparison. But again, the Switch version looks really fucking good. I love it. Did I beat my score? Probably not. Yeah, I didn't beat my score. But I wasn't trying to. I was just having some fun. High score. No, wait, did I get a high... Did I beat my score? I don't think I did. Shit, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Again, I just kind of play this version. My main, like, experience is on PS4, but I love playing this version a lot. Yeah. So, I think I'm going to cut this a little short. So, yeah, that is Mortal Kombat 11 on Nintendo Switch. I would say if you have a Switch, or if you whether you only own a Switch or are kind of multi-platform like myself, where you kind of have like all the consoles or have like just whatever, and are still kind of like on the fence about this, I would say like, yes, have faith. This is a very solid port of Mortal Kombat, a very solid version of Mortal Kombat 11 that is totally worth the money. You are not getting gypped in any way possible whatsoever. The only difference is the visuals, and even then the visuals are still very satisfying. You know, if, you know, graphics aren't that big of a deal to you, it plays very solidly, it looks very solid, and it is totally worth the money whether you just own a Switch or if you have multiple consoles. Like in my case, I dropped over $120 on on PlayStation 4 and Switch combined, and it was worth every penny because I love having a portable version of Mortal Kombat that I can play anytime, anywhere, and have the full console experience. Especially if you you're getting the DLC as well. Like, you're not getting gypped in that department as well. The combat pass, the season pass, the extra DLC characters is coming to this version. I even got the Shao Kahn pre-order bonus for this version as well, so it is totally worth every penny whether you're on the fence or just kind of like wondering like, should I get this version or not. It is totally worth, it is totally 100%, 110% absolutely worth every penny. So yeah, definitely go out and get it. So y'all enjoyed, and I will be back around next time. Take care.